anything. I have seen manual testers in the driver role and they do just fine.
Wait, so you're saying mob programming, everyone's a driver? Or I'm taking notes down.
No, in mob programming, one person at a time is the driver. It rotates through the mob. It rotates. If you've ever done Rondori style pair programming, it's a little like that. You know, think musical chairs. One person is the driver, another person is the navigator, and the roles change. Now I've got slides for all this when we get to the presentation itself. Meanwhile, I'm just telling you guys verbally. Because it's one of these things that's easier doing than explaining. Or rather, it's easier to pick up by doing than it is by explaining.
Yeah.
So the idea is that the navigator is the person who instructs the driver on what to do. And depending on how experienced or inexperienced the driver is, it could be at a very high level conceptual level, or it could be these specific keystrokes, or anywhere in between. So for an inexperienced driver, that is inexperienced in the language or something else, then the navigator is probably going to be very detailed in what the navigator tells them. So instead of, okay, from a navigator point of view, we're going to go drive to Toledo next. It's take this right turn, go 2 blocks, then take that left turn, get onto highway, whatever it is, and so on in very detailed steps. Whereas, you know, just take your best route to Toledo would be a navigation example for a driver that basically knew the various routes to Toledo. Okay, you got that? So yep. When the driver does not know the testing tools or the programming language or whatever, the navigator needs to be fairly detailed. When the driver is very experienced, the navigator doesn't. But mostly the navigator is working at the high level conceptual level and going down to the detailed level when needed. The value of this, rather than just having the driver do it, if the driver knows how, is that we as developers tend to be really bad at explaining our ideas and our thoughts. We're pretty good at, you know, banging on the keyboard, but we're not very good about explaining to anybody else why we did what we did. So having a person in the navigator role really improves communication. It also is really helpful for forming a team as we switch everybody around in their roles. This will get more, this will become more obvious as we actually do it.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you have the copy of this slides? I couldn't really keep up with some of my notes.
Yes, I have copies of the slides. I can send you preliminary copies if you want them, or I can, you can wait until I have them finished, but yes. I also have a bunch of references for people that want to dig deeper into this.
Awesome. If you can, I would like all 3 if that's possible.
Well, the list of references is the last page, the next to last page on the slides.
Awesome. Thank you. And thanks for telling me that we're recording this.
Oh, well, I don't know what Joel is going to do afterwards with this. I think he's just trying to figure out, he's doing, you know, roadie here and figuring out our technical challenges. Yeah. Okay, I would be interested at some point. I will probably also try and see what it looks like if I use a different background. Because hopefully I don't look quite as ghostly, but it's still not great. Okay, great. Someone wanted to go into the waiting room. Apparently you've created waiting rooms for this. Then they disappeared.
I took care of it. They just, that's to get into this window, into this group.
Okay, there we go. All right, Okay, so driver, navigator. Okay, you got that? All right. The other thing that is we will be following test-driven development. Okay. Who isn't familiar with test-driven development? Yes, there'll be slides on that too. Nobody's raising their hand. Okay, so the small wrinkle in the standard red-green refactor I have will be check in after you get passing tests. So that's check. So we go from red, you know, the test, we write the test, we run it, there's no code, so it fails. We write just enough code to make it pass, then we check it in.
Camille, is there a way to simulate that in CyberDojo? I've not seen that yet.
CyberDojo automatic, what? Yes, CyberDojo, what, red-green refactor?
No, red-green check-in.
Oh, so CyberDojo does this automatically.
Okay.
It's invisible. Every time you run a test, CyberDojo checks in. One of the things I want to experiment with today and is the passing the keyboard from one person to another. One way we have been handling it in some of the mobbing session has been just running the tests when we switch, even if we knew they were already going to fail. Mm-hmm. That works, but it's not the cleanest approach. But for CyberDojo, yeah, every time you check it in, and it also has a revert feature that Git or anything else does too, is in CyberDojo, when you see all the little balls at the top, you can go back to a previous version, click on that, and you get the code from that state when that test was run.
Okay.
And you can see the differences too, I think, right? It shows you the change between.
Yeah, it has a diff if you want to see.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Now, some of you are probably a little more familiar with some of the CyberDojo features than I am. So I would appreciate knowing like where the diff is and how you use it, because I haven't used the diff. I've seen it used, but I haven't done that myself. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we will be rotating through however many of you are going to be participating, and we will do it on 3-minute timer. Now there's more than one way to rotate, folks. One way is to rotate it every time you get to green. But when you're dealing with a new mob, it's very important to rotate quickly. Otherwise, people go down rat holes. I've had that experience of not rotating and not getting in control of a mob when I several years ago when I was doing mob programming with some fairly experienced developers who got way overcomplicated. By the way, if you're ever facilitating, that's something to look out for. In that highly experienced developers are a little more likely to go off the rails, in my experience, than fairly new developers, because they're certain they know what they're doing, even if they don't.
This is where being a professional, uninformed person is an advantage.
Anyway, okay. The other thing is, after we've rotated everyone through, at least that everyone through one time, we're going to do a mini retrospective. That's just going to take a couple of minutes, and we will ask 2 questions. How did that feel? You know, the experience, how did you feel about that? And what worked well? What we want to do is turn up the good, as Woody describes it. Woody Zuhl, by the way, is a reference for those of you who are interested in learning more about mobbing. He's sort of the main discoverer of it. And we'll look, instead of retros where we look about, you know, what went well and what didn't go well and that sort of thing, we're only going to look at very quickly what each person thought went well. And we're going to make a point of trying to do more of whatever that is. So you got the basics, right? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I need someone, well, actually, to go to Cyber Dojo. You're going to be the driver. We're going to start with that. Any volunteers before I volunteer someone?
Are we doing on our own or in a group?
In a group. That's the whole. We're doing a group, but you click the on your own.
Okay.
Okay.
And are we gonna pass off by letting people control the driver's screen?
Yes.
Or okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. You want me to go ahead and engage it?
Yeah, you sounded like you're volunteering to be driver.
Yeah, I was already on the site, so.
Okay. So share your screen.
All right.
And this will let everybody else see what's going on. Which type of feedback? Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you get feedback for people, so we're creating a new exercise. Now, the exercise that I'm going to ask you to create, actually, I'm going to want to grab it for a moment because I'm going to want to give you the exercise. Count coins is the closest one.
Okay.
Okay.
So everybody should read the.
Well, I'm gonna actually change that just a tad.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass you the instructions for changing it.
You can also control my screen if you want. Either way.
Okay. How do I do that? Control
Up,
your screen?
yeah, up at the top.
Yep.
You can request to you click. I think there's the 3 dots, and then you can just request a control screen.
Hang on. I guess I have to see you first. There we go. 3 dots. Stop video, pin video.
No, not on my video. I think it's hard for me to see now because I'm not in.
It's on the share screen. When you're on his screen, when you see his screen, take a look on top. It says you are viewing James Simon's screen.
Yes, I see that.
View options. Click view
there.
options.
Okay, got it. Request remote control. Is that it?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And it should pop up something for me, and I say approve, and then you are good. You're good to drive.
Right. Oh yeah, that's definitely what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, I can stop sharing and reshare with just the browser window.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to stop right now? Because that'll kill her ability to change things. Okay.
Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out how do I cut and paste this into there? Probably like this. Okay. Okay. Well, before we do that, we have to choose a programming language before I change
that comes next.
Yeah. Okay. So go next, and we'll change that. Let's see. I guess I'll go next since I've got it at the moment. Okay. What programming language do people want to work in? Where did that go?
Oh, you picked one.
I didn't mean to.
Closure.
That was not what I meant to do.
Yeah, I don't even know which one you picked.
I don't either.
Just hit the back arrow at the top of the browser.
My top of the browser, back arrow.
Yeah, you're almost there. Down a little bit.
It's even better. Mystery programming language.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's why we're doing a dry run. I think there may be things that are.
Don't go to the home page. Just go over. You're almost there. Over.
Okay.
One more. There you go.
There are things covering it up.
Oh.
Hang on. Let me make this bigger, and maybe things will stop covering it up. There, things have stopped covering it up.
Closure. Yeah, no, that is absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go back. All right.
Count coins.
Count coins. Whoops, where did that go?
Down 3.
Okay,
yep.
Here we go. Count coins. Okay. Next. All right, what programming language do we want?
I would say C#.NET.
Okay. What else? What other languages do people want?
C#.NET.
Okay, do C#. No, COBOL isn't a choice.
You know what? I've never done Go.
Same here. I've never done Go either. Yeah.
I think
Go.
Well, now it would be helpful if we had something that, remember, we're dealing with an audience who are mostly not programmers, some of whom are. They will probably know things like Java. C# isn't far from it. Some of them may know Ruby, and some of them may know.
So, I mean, for the purpose of exercise, we should either do Java or JavaScript because someone's.
That's probably true. So make a choice.
JavaScript.
Java.
All right.
JavaScript.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's really close to C#. I mean, it's not.
It's very sharp. It's very close.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
All right.
So do we want Java with JUnit, with Cucumber, with
JUnit?
JUnit?
Yeah, Cucumber's too much overhead for this.
All right.
Okay. JUnit.
Yep. Let me. Once she's done, I'll stop saving and I'll stop sharing and I'll reshare, and then she can take back over to change the requirements. Unless you want to just cut and paste the requirements.
So this is a worthwhile thing. Can you see this, guys? The traffic light stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is one of the things that it shows you about a red-green refactor, except it refactoring is up to you. When it's red, that means that your test failed as a test. When it's green, of course, it passed. And when it's yellow or amber, it's a form of failing. It's really red. It's a compile error or something like that. Okay, that is specific. Okay, let's see if
Go ahead and change your requirements, Camille, and then I'm going to reshare.
That
so
is
that
exactly what I am hoping to be able to do. Come here, you. Okay. Hello. Well, delete worked. Paste didn't.
The paste should work.
I don't think.
Send it over in the chat, Camille, and I'll put it in there.
Okay, hang on. Let me go get it, and I'll put it in the chat. That works fine.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing and reshare.
Put it in the chat.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Share.
Copy. Chat. Okay. Here's what should be in the chat. That seems to be working.
Okay, is that better? Can everybody see a little bit better now?
I think it needs to be bigger.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, there you go. That's perfect.
All right. And then let me get the info from the chat.
It goes on a while there. There are extra carriage returns I didn't intend.
Sure. Let me see. F11. There we go. Is that better?
Yep. Tiny.
It's visible enough.
Pretty tiny on Twitch.
If I do full screen on Twitch,
Can we do that? Is that okay?
That's big.
Better.
Yeah, that's good.
Big.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now we have our requirements. I suppose we should review them.
Works on full screen.
Yeah, and full screen looks fine.
Yeah, that's the first thing that we should do. So this is a variation of the coin changer kata, if you've seen it before. And this specific one, is we're looking at doing it with the minimal number of coins. There are no half dollars or other weird things in it. And the first choice we need to make about how we're going to do this is how we're going to represent the coins that are returned. Okay, so we're going to want to create some sort of a method. and you're going to return either way. It's going to be either, you know, single letters representing the coins in a string, or an array with the words.
Okay.
And you can see those as examples of what you might have there. Okay. So everybody understand that? Who wants to be the first navigator? Or do you want me to start that out as an example?
So Camille, real quick, what is our working rules? So I'm since I've got the screen up, I'll start as the driver, right?
Okay.
How long am I driving? And does the navigator become the next driver, or the driver becomes the next navigator?
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into hikertest.java, and we're going to put the names of all the all the participants in it. Okay. We're going to put comments up there with everybody's name. First name is just fine.
Okay, so we have James, Camille. Who else do we have? We have Brian.
Okay, I'm actually the facilitator, so I don't count.
Okay, no facilitator.
And is this people that now you want to do a dry run with people that could actually come to the event on Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's at 5:15 p.m. Okay. I can't come. I know that, just knowing the time.
Okay, but we can still put you in so you can learn something about that.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll put Karen. Who else?
It's my name, Insia.
Andrew.
Okay.
I can volunteer too. That's fine. But I'm really bad.
Really bad is okay. You'll get better. That's kind of one of the points.
Are Brian and Dana mobbing tonight?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And I saw somebody else that hasn't spoken yet. They're not on camera. James Swartz, and Matt's here.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. I don't want to.
And Bryce.
Bryce, yeah, I can do it if you need more. Otherwise, I can just watch. I won't be able to do it from 5:15 on
okay,
Thursday, but down to be here.
Matt.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I clearly don't influence them that much because I don't think I've moved the needle that much in our viewership. But I will keep trying for sure.
I think maybe he needs to Google the term roll power.
Roll power. I like it.
Okay. Okay.
Is this good, Camille, for our participants tonight?
Sure. That's good for tonight. And you should put a space, capital D, next to your name.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Matt, you're down at the bottom there. We're going to have you navigate.
Okay.
Right. Unless you don't want to do that tonight.
No, I'll not. Yeah, no, that's
right. So we put an N next to his name. Then what's going to happen is Karen's going to become the driver, and James, you're going to become the navigator, and we're going to rotate around like musical chairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we doing 3-minute intervals? Is that what it is?
We're going to do 3-minute intervals, and at the end of all of this, we're going to do our mini retro. Okay.
All right. So.
All right. So Matt, what should they do first?
All right. I guess let's run the test.
The timer. Excuse me.
First thing you want to do is run the existing test, Matt?
Yeah, please.
Red.
All right. Let's just make this pass. Give us like a sanity check. So go into hiker.java, and can we return 42 instead of 6 times 9?
All right. 6 times 8 is 42. Is that right?
Or 6 times 8, sure.
Yeah. I'm like really math dumb, so.
I just do 42 just to make it easy on myself.
Yeah, I just returned 42.
Just return 42.
Because
the simplest thing you can do.
The first
So,
thing we're
Oh, gotcha.
The thing that could possibly work. We're doing everything in baby steps.
Yep, you're right. Don't do the math. Just return 42. Okay. All right. So now we'll have that working. Hopefully. Yep. Okay.
Okay, looks good. Okay, let's go into hikertest.java and let's write out our first test. Well, I guess we were supposed to first decide if we were going to write this in strings or an array. So I don't know if we need to do a group discussion on this, or
you're the navigator. Make a decision.
Okay. All right. Let's just do strings. We'll just do the string method. So let's write a test here.
Is it for Java? Is it given or is it assert?
No, you need it.
Void test.
So you need a method.
Okay.
So we'll just say like given changes 1 penny, then return p.
Okay. So like that, given changes 1 penny.
Yep. Then return p.
I feel like you're doing BDD on me.
Yeah, I was just okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we'll say
penny. We're doing strings. You said
p, just
P.
capital P.
Just P. Okay. All right. So then the string actual.
So as a driver, you're making too many decisions. It should be the navigator making those decisions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, there's a lot of navigating going on, driver.
Absolutely.
He did it on purpose.
Okay.
All right.
It's now time to rotate.
Oh, it's been 3 minutes.
All
right.
Quick.
Now, if we're not, we're switching to who controls the desktop?
Yes. Yep.
I think so.
So Karen is gonna get approval to drive.
Before
all right.
you switch, yes, put Karen down as the driver. Take yourself off.
She's got control, so she'll have to do it.
Oh, we've already given her control. Okay, yep. Karen.
If I can actually get this to work.
Yep. Just click inside it. It can be a little bit wonky.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it.
So you see why we're doing a dry run first.
You may be able to actually go to Cyber Dojo and enter that RQNF5F, I think, if this does not work out. So.
Yes. What? For this, actually, it's. Oh, you mean simultaneously?
So like I can just keep my hands off.
It's better, I think, if we actually switch it. It stimulates the passing the keyboard. All right, James. What should Karen do?
All right, so I don't know. Some part of me is inclined to do cleanup already, but we'll just carry forward. Okay, so If we're testing for a single penny, then we expect the string P, right? We need a colon on the end there, or semicolon, sorry, because it's Java.
Mm-hmm.
And string, I think, might have to be capitalized.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
Just a second.
Oh, that's much better. Okay. Go to line 23 and add string actual.
Just a second. If there is a way to actually share this in a, just on the, because of presentation, if there's a way to share this through the website or something like that, it might be more effective for your presentation, just saying.
Can somebody try to head to this?
Yeah, so the way that you can share it through the website is you just, someone takes over the URL. So you run the tests and then someone else navigates the URL.
Yep.
However, because of the check-in, if you do that, you know, if you do that they just navigate to the URL, then you have to run the tests even when you expect them to fail and you haven't written enough code.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas what we're trying to simulate here is people checking it in when they gotten to a point that they think they should be checking it in.
Yeah, and there's also additional drag from setting up the screen size, setting up the content.
Yeah. And then yes, that's true. Everybody then needs to reset the screen.
So Karen, can you put hiker dot, and let's call it like change, capital H hiker.
So a static method?
Yeah. Yep. Hiker dot change, and then parentheses.
Just like that?
Yep. Yep. And then following the same pattern as the one below, we'll do an assert equals parenthesis expected and actual.
Okay, what's missing here, guys? Actually, I shouldn't be asking that yet.
We're not passing anything in to change. What's change what?
We have to write change in the hiker.java file.
Oh, so you're just looking for a failing test. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I expect this test to fail.
We also had a requirement that you're missing here. I guess I'll act as product owner. Is that we needed to tell it that we were expecting 1. So hiker.change should have some sort of value passed to it.
Yes, but do we need to do that in the test or in the actual Java file?
No, you would do it here, but I think it's 6 1 half the other. But if you pass 1 in, then at least we know what the method signature is supposed to look like.
Yeah, you know what the method signature is supposed to look like.
Okay, so
we're creating an API among other things here.
Right. Okay. So what should we put in hiker.change then? Like a P?
No. You're looking for a 1 because it's.
Yep.
Okay. Because we only want 1 P, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Now I get it. All right. So then we should run this and it should fail.
Yes.
Should build. Right?
Wait. So I kind of don't get it. I'm just a little bit lost. But you wanted 1P?
We want, because it's 1 penny. That's the test, right? We only want 1 penny, right? So we want 1P.
If your change was 1 cent, what you would be expecting back was a penny.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So now we need to go to hiker.java, right? And make the test pass. So, and maybe what we need to do is ultimately refactor and just change the class, right?
But so we're following test-driven development.
Yeah, refactor comes next after.
Yeah. So you never refactor while you're in the red.
Okay, so let's do a public static string. Yep, string, and then we called it change.
Hmm.
Yep. And close the parenthesis.
Well, we're looking for a parameter there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Change p, right? In quotes.
That'd be integer p.
Integer, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, okay, yeah, and then return p. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's
Yep.
for work. Okay.
So this should work.
Oh, whoops! I forgot to start the timer. Silly me. I got to start doing this, guys.
So you want me to run the test? Run the test again?
Yep, please.
I think you've been at it 2 minutes, so I'm going to make it at 1. Is that all right?
Yep, that's fine. Okay, so we have a passing test. We've successfully passed 1 penny for the given change being 1 penny, right?
Correct.
So then we need another test. Or actually, let's refactor real quick. Let's delete public hiker class, the hiker test. Just remove that.
Life in the universe and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and let's go back to hiker.java and return the public static int answer return 42.
Return to
there's something you've just changed something. What should you do to make sure?
Yeah, we should run a test.
Yeah.
Which we expect to fail. Yep.
Now, this is so run the test before you switch. And one thing, at least when I'm doing it, the one thing that the driver should have control over is if anytime the driver wants to run a test, should be okay to run a test.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's time to switch. Before you switch, figure out who the next person is and make that adjustment in hiker test.
In Saya. Yep. So she'll have to request control. I think I need to real quick do something. Somebody accidentally requested control, so let me hit decline. All right. Now Saya can request control.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And I'll approve.
And Saya's name just disappeared.
Yeah, I think it.
But that won't matter because you've just saved it. If she's just gotten control, and when we get to her screen, she should pull. Make sure you're pulling up number 6.
Hang on, I'm having a hard time actually. Can you request control again in Saya?
Yeah. Just requested.
There we go. Okay, now you should be able to control.
It's in Sia.
In Sia, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
So should I? Okay.
Yep. Make you the driver and Karen the navigator.
Navigator.
I don't know. It's slow. It just gets freeze. Okay.
No, just.
It's pretty slow.
We might want to look at handing it off through the browser. That slowed us down in a couple of the things that I did, but sometimes doing this is even slower. So.
Okay. Okay, Karen. So what do I do?
So we have the test passing. We need to actually go into hiker.java. And we have the static, so we have public static answer, which I don't think we need that method anymore.
Okay.
And then we probably should just rerun the test. It should pass, but we should rerun test since we changed hiker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, would this be at the appropriate time to actually start implementing the method properly?
Do you see any refactoring opportunities that you've missed?
I'm just thinking, like looking, well, so probably clean up some of the spacing. If you look at lines like 3 through 5, we could probably get rid of lines 3 and 4 just so that it's a little cleaner.
Does it make what about names?
Yeah, there's that too. So I would say we could change the parameter name to something like, trying to think.
How about the name of something else?
Oh, the class. We could rename the class at this point. We could rename it to, well, if we rename the class, because in Java you have to have the file name match the class name.
Yes. So this is the one example where you have to change the test and the software under test at the same time.
Okay.
That's really, you don't want to do that, but in this case you have to.
Yeah, because if we rename the class to say like count coins or something like that, the name the Java file has to match or it's not going to work.
Okay. So
Navigator, what should we change it to?
Change it to, let's say count coins. So count uppercase, coins count uppercase, coins uppercase. And then I don't know within this method how you can actually change the file name.
You can. Yep.
Yep. Go over there and just change the file name.
okay.
Click on the file name. Or one of the other navigators. There we go. And just change it.
Yep.
So I think you're renaming the test right now, which you're going to have to do anyway too, but you're going to want to rename Hiker as well.
Calling it.
Well, she might as well complete, right? So
yeah, rename the test while you're there.
So it was count coins.
Test. Uppercase test. Keep it consistent.
Yep. And how do I save it? Will it save it? Can I close?
Click on rename.
Click on rename.
Yeah. Click on rename.
Okay.
Also, since you're there, actually rename it in the public class where you have Hiker test. Rename it to match count coins test. Okay, go back into Hiker. We want to rename hiker.java to match the class name as well.
Okay.
We want to call it count coins. It's the same name as the class name. So in Java, generally your class name needs to match the file name of their class name has to match like the case. So in this case, countcoins.java should match the class name as far as capitalization as well.
Count coins.
Yeah. This might be a good time to retest to make sure everything is working. Okay, so let's go into, looks like there.
Timer just went off.
Okay.
You have saved it because you test. So it checked itself in when you wrote the test, when you ran the test. So let's switch to the next person.
How do I switch?
So go look at countcoinstest.java so we can see who's supposed to be next.
Okay.
Andrew. So Andrew, if Andrew wants to request control of the screen, he'll take over control.
Yep. Request remote control. Ready.
Yep.
So when we do this for real on next Wednesday, the order in which we have people being driver and navigator, we'll want to have the person who's least experienced be the first driver and the last navigator, and have it work that way.
Andrew, can you request one more time? It for some reason right after somebody else is controlling. Yep.
All right.
There we go. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So now you have control, Andrew.
All right.
And NC as the driver.
No,
or the navigator.
Driver, she's the navigator.
Yeah. Yep.
So let me change this. Like I said, it is a little bit slow, it's a little bit lagging on my end.
Yeah, it's lagging everywhere.
Yeah, it really depends on how both sides' internet connection is and everything. It's not perfect.
I put on, but I can't type. All right, let's try this one more time. Over here.
I think we need to add like a minute to the clock.
Yeah, I
agree. For the
it takes a minute just to do this.
Yeah, you want to do 4-minute timers?
Yeah, I'd prefer that.
Okay,
yeah.
It's starting out 3 minutes because it took you a minute to do that.
Well, we'll wait in between the next one and we'll check it out and see.
All right. So I'm the driver. So.
Okay. So it was failing on hiker.change, right? So can you change in this file name as count coins?
Okay. So now it's every test.
Yeah. Okay. And if you go into count coins, we can just change the name from change to something like actually if you go into count coins test.
What?
Sorry. If you can go into count, yeah, this one, and let's change name in here in this test. Instead of giving changes 1 penny, just make it maybe get penny.
You want me to change the test name to get penny?
Yeah.
In Java, I forget the syntax is the testing syntax underscores like this. Okay.
I don't know. Some Java user.
It doesn't matter, but you wouldn't really.
I'm gonna say convention. I'm not to naming convention.
Underscores.
It's camel case, right?
Camel case.
Yeah.
Unit. I forget what their convention is.
There we go. Much better.
Camel case. Yay.
Yeah. Okay, let me try and retest. It's like the test has been successful.
And now if you go into count coins, yep, and in here change method name as set penny, something like that.
Wait a moment. We're not. Are you setting something? Or are we just? Is this more like a math routine where we're just getting things?
Get changes.
Yeah, we're trying to find out what we should return based off of the inputs. It's definitely getting something.
Yeah, so we want to return 1 penny if it's passed in 1. It might be time to start looking at returning some math around how many P's we're returning.
So what would be a good name for what we're doing? What are we doing here? What's the activity?
Well, we're returning a penny.
Yeah, no, what's the general activity, higher level concept?
Returning change? Is that
very good? Okay.
So change it to return change?
Time to switch.
Oh man. All right, I can do that.
All right, real quick before we switch, what were you saying I should be able to do? I'm not sure where or how though. I don't see like even a settings area for that.
And like the share has another like little area that gives you options, and then there's advanced sharing options. Could it?
You might have to be a host for that.
Yeah, I can record.
All right, so let me try this. Share, okay, and then I'm just going to share my screen, or just that. Share, okay, and then you are screen sharing. Yeah, I'm not seeing auto accept or any such on remote where. Remote control. Okay. Auto accept. Okay. All right. Okay. We're all set. Yep. Okay. So now we have who's the next person?
I'm the navigator, and then I forget who's the next person as the driver.
Yusuf.
Yusuf is the driver.
Okay.
So.
Take control, Yusuf.
Let's test this out. All right. Whoa. Okay.
All right. So we're going to continue. Should we run a test first, or should we? Let's try and run a test. Then we will continue from where we left off. Okay, so one test started. Now we'll be going to countcoins.java. We'll be going to that class. So I think we agreed to change the name to, was it get change? I forget what the agreement was. Or I'm sorry, it was return change.
Okay, so here?
Yeah.
Yeah, change the name of the method to.
So instead of change or.
Yeah, instead
of
return change.
So here, return change. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't need to erase that. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And right now we take change as an input parameter, and then we return p. So I feel like I'm kind of discussing this to the rest of the team as well. I feel like it needs to return more than just p.
Right now you're in the middle of refactoring.
Okay.
So you only want to refactor one, so where else do you need to refactor? You've refactored the class method name. Where else is it being used?
The class method name is also being used in the test. So I would, if you can, Yusuf, go in the test and change the name, the reference to, yep, change the name to return change, similar to the change you put in count coins.
Do I have to do this, or do I just do small?
Yeah, like that. And then let's run another test, and hopefully our test pass. Looks like our test pass.
Okay, woohoo!
Awesome.
We should check out. Should we check out the requirements again to remind us what we're supposed to do?
Yeah, that actually it's funny because you try my mind.
Is that here? Right. Okay.
Yeah. So now let's see what the requirements are. So looks like develop a test method that gives an integer and returns a minimal number of coins to make that change. So I don't know. I don't think right now we're even doing that.
Yeah, so you have your first test case.
Yes.
Don't you need more?
Yeah.
So what would be another good test case?
I'm thinking, well, the good test case would be, I'm just going to discuss this out loud first. We're going to have let's just say a change of, let's just say 56. So we're going to return 56 cents back to the customer. So that would be an input parameter. And then the output is going to be the minimal number of change to return to the customer.
So that certainly would be a test at some point. But in your tests, you want your test to sort of slowly build in complexity.
Okay.
Is that slowly building?
Not entirely, no.
Just one thing. What's one thing you want to test?
What would be the next most?
I think the next step is to go for 2 pennies.
For 2 pennies? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, time to switch again.
Do I have to do anything?
You just ran the test. I don't think so.
Go back to the test and find out who's next.
Oh, yes.
That.
Yep. So Yusuf, you're the navigator now, and Brian's the driver.
All right, Brian.
Gosh.
You might have to end up doing some navigating too, Brian.
He used to navigate me, so that'll be fun.
Maybe I should tell him to write the wrong thing to just mess with him.
You might have to change the order to maintain domestic tranquility.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't say a test.
Yep, you saved. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, what's
Add another test. I would say copy that test and paste it.
The little lag is getting to me.
I don't know if it'll be better or worse at 5:30, just when this actually starts. Well, we'll probably be about 6 by the time I get being introduced and through a few slides.
I'm on Wi-Fi. I can't be unwired unless I'm like up in my kid's bedroom.
Fireworks better appear if you're stuck on 2.
And in between the next swap, we'll do that.
I am trying to copy and paste this. Give me a second.
I'm not sure if pasting always works, especially between a Mac and a Windows browser.
I was using a Mac.
And it worked?
Oh no,
it
wasn't working.
It didn't work.
We got it from the Slack.
Do you want me to do it for you real quick, Brian?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oops, we just need the test, right?
Yeah, just the test.
Copy the test, paste it.
Okay, you can resume again.
All right, what are we testing?
Get 2 penny.
Makes
Is that
sense.
a good name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get 2 penny.
Get,
put a 2 in there in between get and penny.
Can I suggest a name?
Yes, you can suggest a name.
The driver.
Get Penny.
You're the driver. You don't get to say, Brian.
Yeah. You know what? Actually,
Say
get
next
2
round.
penny.
You
Get
you
2
can
penny.
you can refactor when you navigate.
Yeah.
Fine.
Get 2 cents.
Oh, this is fun, isn't it?
I don't understand why this is so laggy, but I am having lag issues here. Give me a second.
When I usually use Zoom, I swear it never lags this badly.
In my whole navigating career, basically, I'm gonna basically have him copy a line and put 2 in there, and it's gonna run out of time.
So
Okay.
what's next?
What else do you need to change? You just did
2
something
there?
not being told to do it, Brian.
Brian. You know what, Brian? We're gonna have to put 10 in there now. Yeah. So all right, Brian, open up a browser.
Oh, wait a moment, guys. We have a test. What do we do now that we have a test?
Run it.
Run it.
Yes. What do we expect it to do?
Well, hang on, Navigator. Do you agree with us?
I was gonna say 2. Yes. Go for it. Test. But if you go rogue, again, we're gonna have to make you Google some stuff.
I think the driver was going rogue, not the navigator.
Driver, if they go rogue.
I believe the acceptance criteria was to return an array of the coins.
Okay, switch, guys.
Oh yeah. So let me see if I can get this for you, Brian. I think. Hang on. Let me escape. Let me get out of full screen. How do I get out of full screen?
Escape.
Try escape or F11.
Escape wasn't doing it. So this is if you just take this URL. Okay.
The 11 admins.
Everybody's an admin, I think, because I can mute. No, I can't mute anybody, so I can't be an admin.
We need to mute the driver.
No, the driver has to be able to ask questions of the navigator when the navigator isn't clear.
Who's next?
Where do we find out who's next?
In the count coins.
Which one?
Count coins.
The test.
Very good.
Driver, go to test.
Dana's next.
Dana's the driver.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Now Brian's the navigator.
Yes. She listened to me.
Oh my goodness, I think I'm on the faster.
I was on the dot. I was on fire.
Are you on fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the screen share. It's really super laggy.
No, I know. Okay. Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, do I need to?
You have to.
Oh, I
you
do
have
need
to take
to
control.
request. Okay. Yep. All right. I want to move those.
Well, that's gone faster.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it was so super laggy for me. We're on the same network. We're sitting next to each other.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, Brian, now you actually get to navigate.
Yes.
There you go.
Excellent. On the tests again. So listen to me.
Okay.
All
Now,
right.
we expect it to fail? I should have asked first.
I did expect it to fail, so go to count points. All right. So what we need to do is we need to you know what? We need to create a for loop.
Nope.
No.
Simplest thing that could possibly work. What's the simplest thing? We'll get there.
Well, the simplest thing would be to return 2 P's.
Yes, we still want the first test to pass.
My other test will fail if I just return 2 P's.
Right. So how do we make sure that doesn't happen?
So I guess, yeah. So if thank you, driver.
Okay.
Atrocious.
So Dana.
You know these Finster drivers don't take instruction very well.
Brian tells you, okay? This is not yet what we call a well-behaved mob.
I suck at simple, Camille. I'm really sorry.
Okay, Brian.
If we're going to do this,
high-level concept's good enough for her, right? You don't need to tell her specific keys.
Yeah. I know. So what's the simple thing? So the simplest thing.
There's a tertiary.
You know, we're so if we need 1 to return 1 P and 2 to return 2 P's. So I think the simplest thing is if change.
Is it what's Java?
If change greater than 1, return 2 P's, else return 1 P.
Is it like C#?
Yeah, it looks very similar to JavaScript.
Oh, I was thinking
or C, or lots
C#.
of other programming languages. Yeah, that's just else. Test.
What do we expect? Pass or fail?
Fail.
Mm-hmm.
Fail.
Okay.
Could be that my brain is fried.
Could be.
Probably the scotch. Next week, no scotch. That's my retrospective improvement item.
So what do you want? Before Dana starts doing it for you,
Yeah, thanks,
what do you want to suggest would be better than what was in here?
Yeah. So
which way do you want to do
wait. No, you did it backwards. If change greater than 1, return 2 P, otherwise 1 P.
There we go. Do we expect that to pass?
Yep, I think so.
Well, I do.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Oh.
It did. Huh.
Okay.
How is change equal to, oh, never mind. Because it's in the test. Yep. I was wondering where we were setting change.
Yep.
Yeah, in the test.
2 penny test.
Yeah. All right. So
now, you just pointed out that there's a little confusion over the wording. Maybe change is not the word you want. Switch.
So can I ask about the confusion of the wording?
Mm-hmm.
Because our domain is change.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the
we'll switch while you're asking?
Where are we overloading?
Oh, where are we?
Well, is it value? Is it amount? What is it that you're actually passing?
Coins.
We're passing.
You're returning, yeah?
You're returning coins. You're passing an input value, though, right, or an amount.
Right.
Hey, there's a word.
Change.
We're passing in cents.
We're returning cents, and we're passing in the change. So
no. We're returning. We're passing
change.
Okay, have you switched, guys? I'm sure.
I switch. I'm gonna switch it real fast.
Okay. All right. We need to make sure that since we need to make sure that you are what's the Zoom word?
Attention.
I haven't had a scotch, but my brain is obviously fried. Co-host. We need to make sure you're a co-host.
And paying attention.
All right. Dana and Matt.
Okay. So do we want to go ahead and refactor for clarity the names first? It seemed to be the direction we were heading. So we're sending change. So I go back to our class and count coins. We're returning change. We're returning coins.
Coins. That's what you're returning. Yep.
Returning coins.
I need to remember to shut up. Sorry.
And I mean, I think integer change, if we're saying we're returning coins that equal the change due, I think integer change is fine.
We could call it change due.
If we want to go through that, yeah. Yeah. It's not a change, it is the change due to the person. So go ahead and change that in the if statement also. Do we want?
What do you need to do now?
Run the test.
We'll fill our test and go refactor our test. And so return.
What was the failure? It came up yellow.
Oh, it's on the standard. Oh, it's in here.
Change. Yeah, so it should be return. What do we call it?
Turn coins. Change these two tests.
Yeah. Okay.
Run it.
Now it should pass. Cool. So, I mean, we could continue on with 3 and 4 and 5. I mean, that would be the simplest way.
But is it time to get just a little more complicated?
Exactly. I was going to say, but so I see that, if we're talking about pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, they're all divisible by 5, except for the pennies. So maybe we should add another test for, and we could even just refactor the names of these tests a little bit, so that it's get 1 cent, get 2 cents, and then write a new test for get 5 cents.
Okay. Do you want me to do that? One cent.
We need to start returning something other than pennies.
Okay. Get 2 cents like this.
Yeah. I think
Hey, why don't you run the test? Because it's time to switch.
Wow, that was quick.
It does go fast.
I think we've done a full rotation because I started as navigator and it's my turn to be navigator again.
Okay. So why don't we go back, because we're going to record this somewhere into.
Matt, what did you do?
That wasn't me.
Or
I don't know who did that. What happened?
You clicked on cucumber at the top.
Somehow.
Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. I didn't realize I did.
Somebody did.
Okay.
Yeah, he's as good as anybody to blame.
So the retro, we are trying to turn up the good, and Let's Play Matt is not turning up the good.
Yeah, Joel.
Okay? We're not looking for what went wrong. We're looking for things that are what went right. But our first question is, how did you all feel?
Good. I wrote some code and actually passed the test.
Well, no, this is just how you feel. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Okay. Feel good about the process?
Yep.
Anybody hate it?
It was frustrating watching the lag.
Okay.
Minutes is, with the lag, I think 3 minutes is too short.
Well, I switched it to 4.
It's the most expensive.
Okay. So our next question is, what went really well? What do we want to do more of?
I like collaborating.
Yeah, and I think once we got the wired laptop rigged up, the switching went much faster, and the coding.
Yeah, that helped a lot.
Okay, so we really liked being wired, and we're going to keep doing wired, and we really like collaborating.
Yeah.
And was there a third thing that I missed? Or was that kind of it? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Everywhere.
We're not supposed to be pointing out the negative. It's what was the good.
That's
right.
Twice now.
Okay, so we need to sit on Joel, which is pointing out the negative. Let me not do that.
I think
You're creating coaching opportunities.
Too many.
I think Camille, you did a really good job at kind of driving it or hosting it or however you want to call it. Like when we were kind of like going off on the wrong path, you kind of jumped in right away when we needed it. So that was really helpful, I thought.
Yeah, and I do think there's a place for that for the product owner, right?
Yeah.
That's how we work anyway.
So there. I'll discuss some of those other things afterwards, rather than taking your time now. For folks that want to chat, want to do another round?
Sorry, I get a little bit late.
I'm up for it.
I'm gonna have to drop. So
okay, are you going to be with us Wednesday? Who's going to be? Let's start with who's going to be with us on Wednesday. I need basically five folks that I know are going to be there.
I'll be there.
James, you only get to raise one hand. You're one person.
I can be there, but I can also not be there.
What?
If you have 5, I can be there if you need the 5th, and if you have 5, I can drop off.
Oh, and Brian.
We can be, one of us can do it if you want more variety, or
you don't have to have both of us just because we're sitting next to each other.
Well, what might be nice is that for the second round that I start with 5 people, and for the second round I rotate one new person in and somebody out, so that they see that this is a possibility. What do you think?
Sure. You will not hurt my feelings if you tell me to go away.
We can.
I'm very, very flexible.
One of the challenges that teams have is that new people join and old people, go on to other jobs or what have you. One of the nice things about mobbing is it's a really good way to get a new person integrated quickly. Okay, so we had, and let's see. So we had Brian, Dana, Yusuf. Carolyn, you said you couldn't?
No, I can't. Yeah.
You have a conflict.
I'll be there on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was on mute. I realized later.
Andrew, okay, and are you Insula? Are you saying you'll be there or not?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
And if you only need 5, I can drop out.
So what we need to do is we need to get them. So we're not actually sending out the invite. Joel? Yeah, he's handling the Zoom. Yeah, we need to get the Zoom link from Steve.
Will that be an issue with lag? Shouldn't be, right, if you're the one sharing with the...
Okay, so what the rule is going to be is for everybody not in the mob is that we are going to have all of their video turned off. So I'll want to know anybody who wants to be in the mob, what your email is ahead of time. So that when you join, you get permission to show your video, and that all of them get are not. Okay. Do I want what in the link?
How do you send our emails to you?
I'm gonna have to log out soon, but I left my email in the chat.
Okay, Andrew, that's great. Yeah, why don't everybody who wants to participate put your email in the chat, and we'll want a couple of people to be backups, because somebody will. Well, hopefully people aren't going to get sick with the coronavirus, but other things happen. Well, yeah, but depending on how sick it is.
So I put my information on the Zoom chat and on the Lean Coffee.
Okay. All righty. That sounds good.
Awesome.
So,
before I head out?
Oh, the other thing that would be helpful to put in there is so that we figure out what rotation we should have, because we should start out with the people with the most experience as navigators and the people with the least experience as drivers, and rotate around so that when the driver becomes navigator, they've been through the cycle. They've seen several other people there, because the navigator role is harder.
Or Java specific experience.
What's that?
Is that general programming experience or Java?
Yeah, a programming experience in general, because the navigator actually does not need to necessarily know that much of the language if the driver does. Also, as navigator, so one of the things that we'll want to try is be a little more strict on that the navigator is the one telling the driver what to do, but the navigator may always ask the rest of the mob for advice. And then we will get looser on the second round. What the agreement should be? Okay, good point. Well,
and today I did shut up.
I listened to
That was
everything.
actually Brian, you mean? Oh, that's no fun.
Here.
He heard it.
Oh,
Good.
The other thing is that some of you have experience with some mobbing in your places of work, and it would be really nice if when we get later in it, after we've been going for a couple of rounds here and people are asking questions, and my goodness, that looks like my cat that just wandered through.
That's my fat Abby.
Oh, okay. Mine's not so fat. No, mine's thinner. Anyway, is that we'll want you to talk about, those of you that have experience, what your experience is with mobbing. If you've used it at your workplace. I know a couple of folks have used it. Who is it, Joel, that's used it a lot? And yeah, okay, so you'll be one of the people sharing. You use it to coach.
We've been doing it the last couple months.
I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure that you've been using it, so you'll be able to share some.
We're trying to start using it, but Brian's been using it on his teams.
Okay.
Mobbing only experience, or pairing experience as well?
You can talk a little bit about that, and you might talk a little bit about what the difference is in your experience.
Cool.
I have lots of mobbing experience with non-software stuff too.
With not software, okay. Well, you can mob on other things, but that won't be, there are too many things to talk about that we won't have time for, and that's going to be one of them.
We did mobbing.
I actually just interviewed on a podcast about mobbing.
Okay, do you want to go another round? So you're not going to be working on coin changer for the next kata that we do on Wednesday. You're going to be working on something easier. Not that this is particularly hard, but it is. We're working on the easiest kata that could possibly work.
Some of the weird ones, but
the weird ones take really long time. Well, it's a little weird, but it's still easy. Coin changer is a bit more realistic than some of the weird ones.
Fizz buzz.
Yeah, that's it. It's weird, but it's simple.
It's a good one.
Fizz buzz with Woody a few times. Isn't that the one we did with Woody?
Yeah.
In the first
Fizz buzz?
First one, yep.
That's not going to be it. We're not going to deal with 0 or negative numbers. Because we're simulating a children's game, which is a counting game, which does not have 0 or negative numbers in it.
I think one of the things that might be helpful just to keep in mind, and if we're going to do another round, keep it in mind for that and keep it in mind for the next. We did a lot of name refactoring in this, and while that's kind of like important,
it's not exciting.
It's also not really the crux of getting to the code solution. So
yeah, and I think getting to the solution.
I don't know how to solve for that, but
we should get a little further to the solution before we start worrying about the namings.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's more
that makes sense.
Expressive of what we're actually accomplishing than just renaming a bunch of things.
Part of this is straight up propaganda, and you need to show that it's an effective way to get to a solution. So.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but honestly, just a slight counterpoint. That's part of what has excited me about the mobbing, right? Is approaching it as code craftsmanship, right?
I agree. I mean, this morning I was
I think that's the
pair
key.
programming with one of my teammates on something that I sucked at and he doesn't. And I was straight up doing TDD just because it was faster.
Another thing about the renaming, and this is something that is going to probably be more important to people that have a product owner hat on at least part of the time, is that what you're doing is you're helping to define the domain of your problem.
I agree with renaming, but I would say let's strive to get, obviously we want to rename things from hiker. But
yeah, well, you're going to also be having
times as people switch is really what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Renaming is important because we start out with this hiker thing, no matter what kata we're doing on Coding Dojo. But if we rename it once to get that domain, and maybe that's the first thing. Like whoever starts off, maybe it's important that they start with kind of what domain are we in? Can we agree on this? Rather than just naming it and then having other people with other opinions coming in and renaming it again, where we're not actually producing any effective code.
That's a good point, Dana. There has to be a balance, right? So you're not refactoring so much. If you agree up front, then you don't have to do that as much, or it's not as important.
Yeah, the navigator doesn't need to be afraid to ask the mob or get consensus on things.
With the lag.
The navigator does not need consensus. The navigator makes the decision.
Right, they make the decision, but I feel like also there's times when using the mob is also what makes it so effective.
Yes.
But I think for a demonstration purpose, there might be some, pre-scripted things that go on, right? So like, instead of, sticking around with a hitchhiker for a while, we just say, hey, this is the we made the test pass. Okay, now let's refactor this to what it's supposed to be.
So you get to 42, and the next thing you do is you decide you're going to you get to 42, then you have a test that makes sense for coin changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after you have that test working, then the very next thing you do is you change things from hiker to coin changer or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then leave it at that. And it may be perfect, it may not be. People can argue names all day long, but I feel like that's not showing the benefit of mobbing.
Okay. All righty. Well, folks are looking a little tired, and we have had, I think, a successful round of understanding what was going on. Do we want to call it a night?
I'm good with that since my day starts so early.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're getting up early to drive to Oklahoma, so.
Oh, right. Okay. Now everybody's put something in the chat with emails, and no, everybody has not. I see.
I think most of us dumped it in Slack.
You
That's where I
dumped
put
it
it.
in Slack.
Yeah.
Where
In
did
Lean
you dump
Coffee.
it in Slack?
Lean Coffee.
You dumped it into Lean Coffee. Okay, that will work. If I have it in Slack and Lean Coffee, between the two of them, I should be good. And if not, I will have Joel find it out for me. Right, Joel?
He just tagged you.
Unmute yourself, Joel.
Yeah, I'm on mute, Joel.
Still mute.
There we go. Okay. Thank you tons, everybody.
Thanks, Camille.
Really,
Yeah,
really
thanks,
appreciate
Camille.
it. And thanks for making some useful suggestions on my part and how I can do a better job as well. And I look forward to seeing you a Wednesday. Oh, sure. Yeah, I would like to see that.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
See you, everyone.
I realize I, didn't put any makeup on or any of those things, and I probably actually need a different background. This really is a bit too dark. Hang on. Working on it. Find a browser. Twitch.com/Canton Coders. Twitch.com or TV? They're both the same? /Canton Coders. Okay, here we go. It's going spin, spin, spin. Okay. Hello.
Why are you beating my head? Why are you beating my head? So what if I identify as deer?
Here.
So what if I identify as deer?
Mute the Twitch channel.
Apparently on Twitch, deer is a gender. I'm very confused. Actually, deer is what food supply is in the backyard. But not from deer.
It looks like meat, So we eat it.
You'll eat it and you'll like it.
Camille, can I?
Yeah, okay, I see.
Question for Camille.
Yes, question.
Can I ask you one question related?
Absolutely.
If we, so on my team, we're generally knowing, we don't have like, we have product owners, but they're not product owners. And they're outside the team. They're really like forensics analysts and stuff. So we're not necessarily going to get them to come in and